Barefoot conducts his seminars on his houseboat in Sausalito. It costs $100 to find out why we're on this earth. You also get a sandwich, but I wasn't hungry that day. John Lennon had just been killed, and I think I know why we're on this earth. It's to find out that what you love the most will be taken away from you, probably due to an error in high places rather than by design. After I parked my Honda Civic in the metered slot, I sat listening to the radio. Already all the Beatles songs ever written could be heard on every frequency. Shit, I thought. I feel like I'm back in the 60s, still married to Jefferson Archer. "Where's Gate 5? I asked two hippies going by. They didn't answer. I wondered if they'd heard the news about John Lennon. I wondered then what the hell I cared about Arabic mysticism, about the Sufis and all that other stuff that Edgar Barefoot talked about on his weekly radio program on KPFA in Berkeley. The Sufis are a happy lot. They teach that the essence of God isn't power or wisdom or love, but beauty. That's a totally new idea in the world, unknown to Jews and Christians. I am neither. I still work at the music shop on Telegraph Avenue in Berkeley, and I'm trying to make the payments on the house that Jeff and I bought when we were married. I got the house, and Jeff got nothing. That was the story of his life. Why would anybody in their right mind care about Arabic mysticism? I asked myself as I locked up my Honda and started toward the line of boats. Especially on a nice day. But what the fuck? I had already made the drive over the Richardson Bridge, through Richmond, which is tawdry, and then past the refineries. The bay is beautiful. The police clock you on the Richardson Bridge. They time when you pay your toll and when you leave the bridge on the Marin side. If you arrive in Marin County too soon, it costs you big bucks. I never cared for the Beatles. Jeff brought home Rubber Soul, and I told him it was insipid. Our marriage was breaking up, and I date it from hearing Michelle 1 billion times day after day. That would be roughly around 1966, I guess. A lot of people in the Bay Area date events by the release of Beatles records. Paul McCartney's first solo album came out the year before Jeff and I separated. If I hear Teddy Boy, I start crying. That was the year I lived in our house alone. Don't do it. Don't live alone. Right up to the end, Jeff had his anti-war activity to keep him company. I withdrew and listened to KPFA playing Baroque music better left forgotten. That was how I first heard Edgar Barefoot, who impressed me initially as a jerk-off, with his little voice and that tone of savoring his own cerebral activity immensely, delighting like a 2-year-old in each successive satori. There is evidence that I was the only person in the Bay Area who felt that way. I changed my mind later. KPFA started broadcasting Barefoot's taped lectures late at night, and I would listen while I tried to get to sleep. When you're half asleep, all that monotonous intoning makes sense. Several people explained to me once that subliminal messages had been inserted in all the programs aired in the Bay Area around 1973, almost certainly by Martians. The message I got from listening to Barefoot seemed to be, you are actually a good person, and you shouldn't let anyone else determine your life. Anyhow, I got to sleep more and more readily as time passed. I forgot Jeff and the light that had gone out when he died, except that now and then an incident would pop into existence in my mind, usually regarding some crisis in the co-op on University Avenue. Jeff used to get into fights in the co-op. I thought it was funny.